What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to a brand new video. So I'm going to be explaining this review pretty quick. It is the new mouse that I got today. Is the DeFuseGGX Essential. I don't think I'll be saying the last name properly because it's one of them weird pronunciation words for a mouse. As you guys know, we've had the RazerMamba for over 7 to 6 years, and I've had it for a while. And I had to get a new mouse, so I got two mouses now. I have the DeathAdder and the Mamba. So I'm gonna go through which one is better and which one is good. But personally, I think both are pretty good. Like, both of them are like equally both the best. They're both the same. Now I'll show you the different ways of what's different and what's kind of better about the new one than the original. So we'll go through that in a minute. But before we get into the mouse, I just want to give you a backstory of what happened. So I've had this mouse for 6 and 7 years now, and I've been playing a lot of professional games like Call of Duty, Fortnite, and stuff like that. So I needed a good mouse to play on. So I played a lot of video games with this mouse in particular because I've had it for a very long time. I've never switched. I've never changed the mouse. I've been pretty good that way where I don't change the gaming shit that I originally had. I still have like the same keyboards and the same monitors from today, so it's gonna be a bit different. But yeah, I've had this mouse for a very long time, 6 to 7 years now. This is the Mamba Razer. It's pretty good. It's got the, I'm gonna go with the nice color theme. The color theme's pretty cool on it. It's got buttons on the top. The lining's pretty good. Now, if you look on the side, I actually had to put sticky tape on the side, and this is why I had to get a new mouse, because the sticky tape is to hold the rubber that is good for the grip for when you're aiming at video games. You need that kind of grip when you're playing a shooter game. So I had the sticky tape because the grip kept falling off, like the rubber kept falling off the mouse. So I've obviously had to get sticky tape to sticky the rubber part back on so I can still continue using this mouse. I don't know how long this mouse is going to survive, but it's pretty much nearly dead, so I want to use it before it goes. You know what I'm saying? So I've had it for a while. I've had no complaints with it. It's actually really good. Obviously, you got the buttons on the side, and you got the two sensitive buttons up here. That is going to be your sensitivity, and then the aim and shoot button and the scroll wheel. Another thing about the Mamba is you can actually change the lighting through the Razer settings through your PC, so you can actually change the lighting on what colorful you like. I kind of like the flashing colors because it looks cool. It's like Christmas vibe, you know. So it's pretty cool. But yeah, I've had this for 6 to 7 years now. I've never had a complaint with it. It's actually a very good mouse. I've never actually changed this mouse. I've never gotten another gaming mouse for 6 to 7 years. That's how good Razer mouses are, because I've never had a complaint. I've had this mouse for 6 or 7 years. I've never had any problems with it, and I've never changed a gaming mouse. I've always kept the same mouses. But because this is so old, and I got this back in like maybe it's quite a while ago, and because it's so old, these mouses aren't made anymore. These mouses have upgraded to the new mouse. What is the one you're looking at right now? This still black jet black looking mouse, and it's exactly like this one, but it's completely different. The only thing that is different compared to both of these is the lighting on the side of the mouse, and on this one it doesn't have the color on the side of the mouse. That's technically the only thing that's different. Also, the kind of like the little the clicker too. This one's smaller, this one's bigger. It's just because this one is a bigger version and this one is the littler one, so obviously this one's going to have bigger clickers than this one. This one's like the tiny one. This one's kind of the big one. So that's that. Today I got the DeathAdder Razer mouse. It is from Razer, as you see. The logo is right there. It's all cool. But before we get into this, I made a video about my Rig 500 on how it broke and I had to get rid of it. I've also made a video for the YouTube on my new Rig 400 HX. So if you guys want to go and check out that review, go and check it out. It's gonna be a thumbnail with a headset on it or whatever. Just go and find it on the channel. A couple of days ago, I uploaded it. It was about how I had to get rid of my Rig 500, on how I had to get rid of it because it kind of broke down after like 6 to 5 years, and it wasn't working properly. The wiring was getting bad on the headset, and it was just getting all, it wasn't getting good. So I've made a video on the new headset that I got. It was a 400HX, so go and check that video out if you haven't yet. But today I got another review, and it is going to be on the DeathAdder Razer mouse. So there has been 10 million upvotes with this. It's a really good mouse. I don't have a problem with it. It feels nice, better than the original. The original feels very stiff and grip. This one feels very loose, and I like it. So obviously, this is for my gameplay sometimes. This is for my game time sometimes. So usually what I do is I'll switch mouses now and then, whatever game I'm playing, just to get the best aim. But yeah, this is the Razer DeathAdder. I like the name DeathAdder. Sounds pretty cool. It is a wide gaming mouse. It has classic shape, true 6.400 dBi optical sensor. So the sensor is very good in it, very smooth. 5 programmable buttons. So you have obviously the cursor, the scroll wheel. You have the 2 buttons on the side. Unfortunately, with the new one, it doesn't have the sensitivity buttons on the top. But that's good in a way, because with the original, you have these little buttons on the top. So every time you're aiming, you're always scroll wheeling, and you accidentally touch the little button on the top, and you actually change your sensitivity. And then boom, you die in a video game because you actually change the sensitivity because it's too high when you press low or high on this. So with the new one, this one is better because it doesn't have the buttons on the top that really annoy you. So that's that. The rubber on the side isn't as bad. I reckon it would white out in like 10 years later. The shit won't be coming off. It's very stiff, very hard, so it's really good. The sensor underneath it is very good, as you guys see. It is actually insanely better than the original. Because look at the difference. The Razer DeathAdder has better sense than the Mamba. Look at the Mamba. The Mamba doesn't even have a light popping up, and you need the sensor to play video games and to to just have a good sense in your mouse, meaning like best optical sensor. So it's like you need that optical sensor, because you don't have that optical sensor, it can really F up your video game or whatever you're playing. Like if you're playing Fortnite, for an example, you're building, cranking 90s or something, you need a better sensor, because you don't want to miss one step, because you will die. Even Call of Duty. So you kind of got to watch out with it. With this mouse, I do like it because it's bigger. It's bigger than this one. The little one has, like, my whole hand fits, not the whole mouse, it's like halfway. With this mouse, it can fit the whole hand, so that's pretty much good. My hands are pretty long. So obviously, I needed a bigger mouse, but I'm still going to keep both the mouses. I think the only mouse that I really got rid of was the Logitech one. The one that I've had for 2 years. The little one that was actually smaller than the Mamba, I actually got rid of the Logitech one today because I didn't needed it. I have 2 mouses here. So I'm still going to keep the Mamba because this will be good for my monitor on the left. And this DeathAdder is going to be good for the gameplay. Sometimes I'll change it up, like maybe some days I'll have the Mamba back, sometimes I'll have the DeathAdder back. So it's good to have 2 mouses, because if one dies I can use the other, and it's good. My review on it is a 10 out of 10. It feels very nice, the sensitivity is very nice, the buttons on the side are very clickish, and it's very good. Because this is a 2000 model with Mamba, this is a 2000, they don't, the people who designed this, so Razer, they don't sell the Mamba anymore. They don't make it anymore, apparently, because it was like back in 2000. So the 2020 updated version is this one. This is going to be the new Mamba, but the nickname for it is DeathAdder. With the Mamba itself, because it's so old and it's a really old mouse, you can't get this in the shops no more. This is a very rare mouse. It is very old. It was made back in 2000. They don't sell these anymore. So if you are looking for a mouse what looks a look-alike like the Mamba itself, get the DeathAdder because it's exactly like it. The only thing is with DeathAdder, it doesn't have that much grip to it, so you will have to get loose with it a little. But yeah, my review is it's pretty good. The sides look cool on it. You know, it's not as bad. You know, I'm gonna leave it green because it's Razer, so I'm obviously gonna leave it green. I think my Mamba will just glow the whole fucking time with all these random colors. The cord is pretty long. With my console sitting on the floor, it's obviously not gonna fit the entire table, so I'm gonna have to, you know, when I do move, I will have to put the console on the table for this mouse to be able to sit on the table and actually, you know, so I can play with it. So that's that. But yeah, I haven't had any problems with it. It's a really good small package box, by the way. It's not as big. It's very little, and I just like the packaging of the box. It's very small, very tiny. There's not a bunch of boxes into boxes. You know, it's kind of dumb. But yeah, it's very good. It's probably one of the best wide gaming mouse. Mouse is probably the second best mouse I've ever had, and it's great. And yeah, but that is the review of the DeathAdder mouse gaming mouse. So it's but pretty good. But if you guys want to see another review like this, comment down below. I've also made another review a couple of days ago on the Rig 400HX. As I told you guys before, I got rid of the Rig 500 because I've had it for 7 or 8 years now. It kind of, you know, the wiring of the cord and outlet decided to just not work anymore, so I had to get a new one. So I got the 400HX. So I did a review on that. Go and check that video out. But yeah, this is the DeathAdder review of the mouse. And if you guys are wanting to get one of these, if you live in Australia, get it from JB Hi-Fi or EB. EB sell it pretty cheap than JB. JB's that store what's expensive, so it's like maybe just go to EB the whole time. If you're in America, I would say Best Buy is pretty good, or GameStop. GameStop clearance sales, go and get it. It's a good gaming mouse. But yeah. And when you do have this mouse of the DeathAdder, you kind of have to get used to it as well, because it's very loose. It's not like that type of Logitech or that, you know, that other mouse where it's like grippy the whole time. You want to have it a little loose sometimes, so you kind of have to get used to that if you're coming to Razer. But yeah, it's good. It's a good mouse. But that is going to be it for the DeathAdder, and I give it a 10 out of 10. It's an unmarkable mouse. It is cool, and it's got good colors. And it's very loose, and I like it, and it's probably one of the best gaming mouses I've gotten. But that's going to be the review for today. And leave a like and comment down below. Smash the like button. And yeah, comment down below what I should do next. Peace out, guys. Have a wonderful day.